In this week's video, I want to share with you 3 things that you should be doing if you're a self-taught pianist. Number 1, record yourself. You don't need any equipment. You simply take your phone, put it next to the piano, and record yourself. You'll be surprised what you're going to hear on a recording that you are missing on while you're actually playing. This is an absolutely spontaneous recording. I haven't played the piece in I don't know what amount of time. I had to even stop because completely forgot how it's going on. But immediately on the recording, I could hear something that I was not aware of when I just played it now. Slightly blurring the notes. Every time that I had to transition between this, I noticed that I'm playing a little bit too fast, that I'm blurring them a little bit. That's just to demonstrate to you that there will be things 100%. If I dive deeper into this and make a separate video, I'm going to discover with you so many things that I need to change from a recording. Keep in mind that I'm not a self-taught pianist, and after years of experience, I still would record myself and I still would constantly hear things that I didn't know before. The great thing about recording yourself and listening to yourself is that those things at some point will stay in your head and you will have the skill to listen better to your playing while you're playing. Let's move on to the next point. Practice with metronome. I can't stress enough how important this is. Just download an app or have an old-fashioned metronome, whatever it is you want, but practice with metronome. For example, set the metronome on a tempo and it doesn't matter if the piece is fast or a slow piece like this, the theme of this piece, it doesn't matter. You always need to use metronome. You're either going to rush, and you can fix that with the metronome, or you're going to slow down unnecessarily, and that can be fixed as well with the metronome. One other benefit of the metronome is that you can choose different tempi. If, let's say, you already can play this in 30, and you want to try to see how does it sound in 40, is it worth also practicing for a tempo 40? Then you know that perhaps that's a too fast tempo, and the benefit of that is you would realize that 30 to 35 is the max that you need for this piece. A lot of people would practice a piece and try to get it faster than necessary. You're wasting time. So make sure that you add the metronome practice to your daily routine, and you'll see great improvements in not only your rhythm, but in general how you play. And the third thing that you should be doing if you're a self-taught pianist is to find proper fingering. Proper fingering is the secret to great playing, and so one of the ways is to buy scores that have fingering. So choose carefully. There are a lot of good editions out there like Henle that are going to provide you with crucial fingering. You are going to save yourself a lot of time, and not only, but a lot of improper fingering and a lot of improper positioning of your hands. I was thinking about other things you can do. You can watch videos of professional pianists that are good and that have proper education and proper technique. Slow down the videos if the camera is set in a way that you can watch and just observe. It's a lot of work, of course, but some of you who cannot afford to buy good quality scores, you need to be creative and look for ways, and perhaps watching videos and seeing what fingering people use is a very good option. And you don't always have to have the newest and the most pristine scores. If you have friends, family, if you have people who you know that might have teachers and have already fingering, just make copies of their scores. or scans, and then use that fingering to teach yourself, because it is absolutely crucial to have proper fingering. For example, in this chord that I was just playing, I don't have that much. I have from time to time, so I had to add my own fingering as well. But this chord has the Beethoven that I just played for you doesn't have any fingering. So for example, I wouldn't recommend, if you're a self-taught pianist, to play from a score like that, because it's going to take an enormous amount of time. My Czerny etudes that I play, for those of you that are playing Czerny, has fingering. I'm using this edition, this book, so it has fingering. The Paderewski, I think, for Chopin, for example, have also some fingering. Or am I wrong? I'll check for you. Very few, very few. Perhaps Handel has more. So just explore before you buy scores. Perhaps there are many of you who would just go and buy scores without even thinking. Think about it before, so you have proper fingering. I can assure you that if you follow these three steps, or let's call them three pillars of a self-taught pianist, you are going to benefit enormously, and you're going to feel secure that you're doing the right things. And as always, if you have any further questions about this topic, being a self-taught pianist, or on any particular piece that you're playing and you want to know something, let us know. It would be a pleasure for us to make a video. That's it for today and this week's. Thank you so much for being here and watching the video. For me, as always, it was a great pleasure recording it for you. See you next week.